What we're going to do is we're going to start with a short film. I think it's a good little piece for a 7-minute film. I think it'll tell you why you want to get out and during any fire. What's the first thing you think about when you hear a fire alarm? For those of you that heard the fire alarm, I know there's a lot of new people here.
Take a wet rag and put it over your head.
That's one thing you can do.
Did you turn the mic on? The little button at the top.
It's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's on.
Okay,
I just have to put it close, I guess.
Most people grab their possessions.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in this
You gotta
presentation.
stay in the light first.
But what's your first thought?
Get out.
Get out.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. A lot of times what I hear is it a real fire? Or is this a fire drill? Or, did somebody screw up and hit, And then what's the next thing you do? You'll call security and say, hey, is this a fire drill?
No.
No, don't call security, because security's running all over the place trying to find the fire.
Get out. You go.
You're going to hear this a lot. Get out. Get out. And you're going to hear in this little presentation, this film, you have to know how to get out. One person was saying, you going to show us how to get out? No. There are 3 fire exits in every building. One on either end of the hallway and one in the middle. So, okay, I'm going to start the film. I failed to introduce myself earlier. My name is Mick Warbus. I'm the security supervisor. Mr. Jubik is in the back of the room. He's in charge of maintenance, safety, and security. So he's my boss, so please clap when you're done. No. I wanted to show you that because most people don't realize in a fire why we say, get out. Because you don't have time. Time is very precious when it comes to a fire. A small fire becomes a big fire real quick. It's not necessarily the flame that's going to hurt you. It's going to be that smoke. So each of you should know and have an escape plan because you're in a high-rise apartment building. You need to know that when you hear the fire alarm, it should automatically mean to you, get out. Don't wonder if it's a fake fire, we're doing a fire drill. We're going to do it tomorrow just to practice, to give you an opportunity to find your exits. And I have to apologize. I have to kind of stand back here for my notes. Statistically, seniors 65 and older carry twice the risk of injury or death in a fire compared to the general population. Most people have between 2 and 3 minutes to get out. Your time could be shorter depending on the fire. Seniors, your skin's thinner. Consequently, you'll burn quicker than the next younger person will. And the National Fire Protection Association indicates smoking materials are the leading cause of fire fatalities in the ages 55 to 84, while cooking materials are the leading cause of fire injuries among 85 and older. Unattended cooking is another area where you've got to be very careful. You should always stand by your pans and never leave them alone. You should always turn the handles inward, away from you. You should always be cooking with a pot holder or a glove near you. And at this point, I'd like to mention, we've had a fire here in the villa. And some of you that have been around may remember that. Woman was cooking one morning. Her dish towel got closer to the flame, set it up, set the old kitchen on fire, destroyed the kitchen. We were lucky in the fact that it was in a villa. Had it been the apartment building, again, you would have heard an alarm and you would have done what? You'd have got out. Not wondering if it's a fire drill or we're just, it's a false alarm. Always react to the alarm. If you had a fire in your apartment, would you know how to contact security or contact someone? If you call 911, which is fine, it's going to start the fire department to the complex. The only problem with that is no one else is going to know it. If you call security,
No, what about the thing we have on right in the side of the kitchen, that red button? If we hit
it's
that-
exactly what I was going to suggest. You have the red pull cords, you have two of them, one in your bedroom, one in your kitchen. You also have a pendant alarm. How many of you are wearing your pendant alarms? What's a pendant alarm?
There's one right there.
This is a pendant alarm. There are two types. Thank you. The moment you hit a pendant alarm, it'll go red. That means an alarm's been sent. Within a minute to 2 minutes, you're going to get a call from a security officer on duty. You're going to tell him what the problem is. He will immediately start the fire department and get the alarm sent into the building so that the notifications are made to you to get out. Now that is one type of pendant alarm. Another one is like a wristwatch. This young lady right here has one. Thank you. You can get this type. So there are a couple different ways to get a hold of security. Hit your pendant alarm, hit the pull cord. Or you can call us, but that's the slowest way. We will immediately call you. It's the first thing we do to make sure you're okay. Because sometimes these are false alarms. Once that happens, the alarm will be sent. We have 3 fire companies on standby. One comes immediately, and it's Aleppo, and they're right across the street. Then there are 2 other agencies that will follow on, Sewickley, and who's the third one? I'm not sure which one comes. I think it might be High Township. But fire response here is very quick. But we want you outside. Okay? Keep in mind, get out, please. When we have this fire drill tomorrow, act like it's a real fire. I mentioned before, there are 3 exits on every floor. The end of the halls, and one's in the center beside the elevators. You want to get to them, take them down. If you're in a walker or if you have a scooter, still get into what we call a fire tower, fire escape, and wait. Also, help each other. If people are having trouble getting through the door, open the door, get them inside. Okay? The fire department comes up those stairs and then into the hallways. And they will be checking every room. So in an actual fire, you want to leave the door open. By unlocked, not open. Just leave it unlocked. Because you've got to get in there and check. If you have to stay in your apartment for some reason, hang a towel out the window and stay in the back. If you also can get a whistle also helps. It lets the fire department know you're in there. Okay? When you exit, in the case of a fire, and you get near the exit door, there's pull stations right beside them. Pull that alarm. The alarm's not going off when you get by that door, that exit. Just pull it down, the alarm will sound. I've heard the last time that some people can't hear it. I've had other people calling me, asking me to turn it off. It's so loud. So when you hear the alarm, you know someone's done. But if you don't hear that alarm when you're running down to the exit, pull the alarm. Okay? It'll also tell us where the fire is, what floor it's on. I want to pull this cord out so I don't have to keep walking back and forth. So we talked about the alarm stations, the little boxes. You can't miss them. They're about 4-inch square. But again, when you get back to your apartment today, go find these things. Know where they are. It helps everyone. And again, you should have this is my primary route to get out. This is my secondary route to get out. It's either a left or a right in most cases. What do you want to take with you? You should keep on your nightstands your eyeglasses, your hearing aids, cell phone, wheelchair, cane, and a whistle if you have one. Again, that whistle is a secondary to let us know where you are if there's a problem. You know if there's smoke present, as you saw in we talked about in the film, you're going to get low, you're going to cover your mouth. Why? Because the smoke rises. You want to get down to the cool air. If you got to crawl out, you crawl out. Do not use the elevators. These elevators do not shut off in a case of fire. Do not use the elevators. Okay? And again, I'm going to say, help each other. Because sometimes, we found the last time, that those stairwells can become a little crowded. So, help each other. Especially, again, scooters, get in there. There was also a question, what if it's full, we can't get in there? Go into the refuse room. Those doors have a little more protection. And again, the firemen are going to come up, they're going to check them. Just shut the door, it'll shut behind you. Okay.
No, it won't shut behind you because it's got that negative pressure.
They will not?
No, the trash rooms won't. The trash rooms have that pressure
Okay.
that unless you pull the door closed, the door just remains open a little bit with the air circulation.
Okay. In that case, then,
We discussed this.
push the door closed.
We discussed this at the last training that we had because there was an issue regarding when you open that door to go in there,
Mhm.
if there's smoke in the hallway.
It'll pull it
it's
in.
gonna pull it into that trash room.
Okay, then we're going to change that.
Yeah.
We will change that. But you're right, it does, it's like a vacuum. Okay. Yeah, if you do not completely exit the fire escape, then stay where you are, the firemen will find you. They'll come up there. Okay. Now tomorrow we're going to have people helping out with this. We're not going to show you where to go. We're just going to be standing there counting. Okay? So you're going to want to know again, how would you escape in a fire? I'm going to use exit A or I'm going to use exit B. And if both are blocked, go to C.
Closest one to you.
Exactly. That's why I say you're going to make a left or right, depending on where you are on that floor to the closest. But you need to know where it is. You need to know where it is. Because again, if you go out into a smoke-filled hallway, you're going to be disoriented. You're going to be excited, first of all, disoriented, and we don't want to have to come up there and just find you, if you get my drift, fortunately. The important thing is to remember, if you hear a fire alarm, don't worry about it. It's a fire, just get out. And I can't say that enough. I mean, this is an announced fire drill. The last one we had was an announced fire drill. We're probably going to do these about every 4 to 6 months. So we probably aren't going to start telling you that it's going to happen tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Like tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we're going to do building 1 and 2, and I'm just going to move up through. So it's very important that when you hear a fire alarm, you react, it's a real fire. Also, we'd like feedback. You know, anytime you have a thought like Pat did, I would appreciate it because it only makes us better, and it also clears up something we're trying to tell you. Don't do it. If you go in there, shut the door. But again, it's only if it's an overflow condition. If there's no place else to go. And that, again, if there's no place else to go, I'd rather go in there and chance it than stay out. Okay? Do you have any questions? Or have I missed anything? Did I put anybody to sleep?
If you have a fire in the apartment, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to call 911 first, or do you want us to press the button and pull the cord first for you?
Pull the cord, call 911. Pull the cord and call 911. Okay? Why? Because if you pull the cord, we're coming. If your phone's busy, it's only going to be a second because all you're going to do is give them the address. Okay? Yes? You should just get out.
Because that's gonna call
Yeah.
911.
I mean,
That right there is
if
gonna
you
call
stop
911.
and try to find your phone and you hit 911, but forget to hit the 4 first or something.
Yeah, exactly. 9.
You know, you're excited. Your fingers aren't gonna move fast.
And you're probably in the dark anyway,
Yeah.
because you're not gonna sit there and turn the light on.
I got one thing to say. I have a safety meeting to go to, but I want to say one thing. First of all, thank you for everybody coming. But when you watch the news and you see a ranch house, 2 or 3 people die in a ranch, how do you not get out of a ranch house?
It's first floor.
How do you not?
It's a 1-floor house.
How do you not? You know how you don't? Smoke from this right here is burning. All kind of chemicals are filling plastic. This floor's got chemicals, so that's taking you out. So they find the people, they're not burnt, but they're pretty much, they die of lack of.
Smoke inhalation.
Well, there's other things too. They go look for their pets,
Yeah.
their children, you know, and all those seconds fly by.
I was here when we had the villa fire, so I got called on a Sunday, I came up here, we had the fire, it was in the kitchen, the fire was in the kitchen. As I walked through that villa, all the back area was burnt because it's superheated. So even though the fire was contained to the kitchen, all the items in the back were burned up because it was just a tense amount of heat and smoke. That's why it's very important, if you see a fire at all, get out. We can replace the apartment, we can replace contents, we can't replace you. Get out. Again, thank you.
Go ahead.
Does the electric go off right away when there's a fire? You say like you put the lights on or is electric gonna be working?
We have electric and then we have emergency electric. So we have a generator down here in the clubhouse that runs emergency lighting in the halls. So if the power were to go out, the halls would still be lit up with emergency lighting.
Okay.
You'll find that the case even if we lose power for any reason. The emergency lights come on.
House in your, right, if you're not out in the hall, your electric in your apartment.
It's going out.
It's going out.
It's going on still.
No, it's gonna go out.
If the power goes out,
So you can't use your phone or anything.
if you have an apartment fire, the fire's not gonna go out. It may go out in your apartment, but it's not gonna go out in the building.
Yeah, under normal circumstances, if we lose power, the only thing that's on, when you get out in the hallway, you'll see it. Hallway's gonna be dark, but you're gonna have emergency lighting.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Go ahead. What if you're in the wellness center?
If you're in the wellness center, they have their emergency procedures up there. You'll go outside.
Oh, so it does go to the wellness.
No, it doesn't go to the wellness center because the fire's not up there. We will only have, the alarms will only go off in the areas where the pull stations have been pulled. Because that identifies where the fire is. It tells us on the half a dozen panels out here where the fire is.
Or what do I say? I'm in the wellness center. What do I do if I'm in the wellness center then?
Okay, you mean if there's a fire down in, let's say, building 1 and 2?
Well, anywhere. I.
Okay, the wellness center, we have fire alarms up there. They have fire procedures up there. They're gonna send you outside in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
You know, just like we do when we do personal care, we do a fire alarm there. They have to respond. They go into the fire stations, fire towers, and then we check all the rooms. And the fire company comes and checks all the rooms. So the nurses have the initial response, and then the fire department takes it from there. So and that's all the areas. We do the same thing up in Sturgeon Healthcare. We have fire procedures. Oh, he's setting up for this evening. Any other questions? Thank you for the questions you gave, and have a good afternoon. Thank you for attending. On your way out, I've got 2 handouts that I hope you find interesting. Has to do with evacuation and things that you need to know, really. And you just want to pass them out. Thanks.